you're ready.
I am rolling.
Okay. We're going to start with the easiest question. I want you to say and spell your first and last name.
Certainly. So my first name is Telman. That would be T-E-L-M-A-N. And my last name would be Aliyev, A-L-I-Y-E-V.
Perfect. Okay. So when did you come to the village school? How old were you and what grade did you start in?
Certainly. So I was actually started in 2008. I was in preschool. So that would make me about 4 years old. So quite a while.
I forgot to ask, do we need to mic you for the questions?
You know, people are like, you're going to keep me out of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And what is your earliest memory of village?
Earliest memory, well, I guess it would be, I don't actually remember my first day here, to be honest. That was quite a bit ago. But my earliest memory would probably be in the fine arts building, because throughout elementary school, it was mandatory for us to take music as one of our courses. I was in orchestra. And one of my earlier memories would be that actually we frequently had concerts. It would be for parents, that sort of thing. So my earliest memories would actually be participating in these concerts because it was like it was mandatory to participate. So and it was quite fun, to be honest.
How old do you think you were? You think this was in preschool, or you think it was like?
So this was like this is in elementary school. So this was I believe actually no. Sorry, if you'll give me a minute. This was like in fifth, sixth grade. Yeah. So this wasn't when I started because in preschool that was, yeah. To be completely honest, I don't remember very many things from that point. But in my elementary school, my earlier ones would be then.
We're good. Did you need to read it out? Okay. I don't remember anything from like 7 below. Okay. And what have been some of the best memories during your time? And you can span your whole. Hold on, we gotta get the thing stopped in.
You want me to tell them real quick? Just to drop this. Okay, I'm ready.
What have been some of your best memories during your time here at Village?
Best memories. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and start in elementary as well. It'd actually be one of my favorites. Actually, it'd probably be it'd actually be with my teacher, my former teacher in second grade, my science teacher, Miss Burton, who's absolutely amazing. Still to this day, I remember her my time in our class very fondly. And it was actually her after-school activity that she ran called Science Sizzles. Essentially, it was just fun. It was she taught us a lot of things, scientific method, all that kind of things. And we just did these fun experiments. I remember vividly how we did once with an egg drop, essentially. So we made like a capsule with parachute, and we dropped it from the bridge. And our egg survived. I do remember that. So that was very good. And then moving on to middle school, I would say my favorite one would be a day we had called Decades Day. Essentially, the idea was that we had to dress up as someone from history. And each grade was given, each history class was given a certain year, a certain decade, essentially. We were given the 1920s. And I dressed up as Dr. Robert Goddard, the father of the modern day rocket. And because the person who I dressed up was an engineer or like in the science kind of field, anybody essentially who had to dress up in the science engineering field had to kind of make a prototype, but essentially like we had to make a certain object, a functional object from that area, and I made a record player, a functional record player, and it worked. It worked. The record didn't survive, but it didn't make a sound.
That's awesome. All right, and so it sounds like I'm going to ask this question. You may have just answered it, but are there any other memories you want to talk about? Just even in your high school time?
Yeah, I guess I'll have to, for me at least, I guess I'll have to finish high school to kind of reflect completely. But I guess so far it would be really our trips, our high school trips. They were really fun, like bonding with friends. Just fun exploring, kind of doing a bit of self-reflection on those trips, and it was just really fun. I would say they were really fun for us.
You're doing great, by the way. No ums, no likes. I love it. You're great. All right. So you may have answered this one, but if you have a different example, let me know. What class projects or teachers made an impression or inspired you? Do you have another? I know you talked about the egg drop with Miss Burton.
Yes, Miss Burton. Yes.
Any others that you want to talk about?
Yeah. So I guess another. This actually been in high school, and for me, I guess another teacher that made a huge impact on me was Mr. Cantwell. I thought his class, by the way, he also runs a history class, and his class was always just super entertaining, super fun, super relaxed. At the same time, he taught us a lot. And part of this, I guess, we attribute to the fact that he knew how to teach. That's something that to me is very important. And like myself, he is also ADHD, so he kind of was able to relate to me on that level as well. And he understood. He understood kind of what I was going through then. Another teacher, actually Mr. Campbell's wife, Mrs. Campbell, formerly known as Miss Goodwin, when she was teaching me, her class was also really fun. So Mr. Campbell taught me world history. And Mrs. Goodwin taught me, well, not Mrs. Campbell, she taught me American history. And I personally actually very much like American history. I found it to be quite interesting, unlike some students. And I guess she taught it in a way that made it very engaging. Made it very very enjoyable class to be in.
So they got married, huh?
Yes.
So we have an American and what was American history and what was the other one?
World history.
Interesting dinner.
And I actually have one more teacher, Mr. Ansari, for computer science. I've actually had.
Start that over again. Say another teacher that influenced me.
Certainly, another teacher that influenced me, I would say, would be Mr. Ansari, and I currently have computer science with him, but I actually had him all throughout high school. The one year I did not have him was last year, and that's because I had to do classes for the entrepreneurship diploma, which is the diploma that I'm receiving, just mandatory classes essentially for it. And yeah, so I've had him all throughout high school, and I'd say he made a lasting impression because I actually played a double major, and I guess it would be thanks to him that I decided to pursue this and double major in software engineering and computer science.
How's his speed? Are you okay with it? Okay. Okay. How has Village prepared you for your next chapter?
I would say quite a bit, mainly because the classes are fairly.
I want you to start over. Village has prepared me for my next chapter because.
Okay, I would say Village has prepared me for my next chapter because of the rigorous classes that we have here, as well as the IB classes. And IB classes in particular, primarily because they introduce the students, myself, to the rigor and speed of college courses. We've had, for example, with IB we have to do an IA, which is a major project. We also have to do an IA, and for English we have to do what's called an IO, an individual oral. And these are assessment grades and assessments that are like what we would have in college essentially. And they help me prepare for this because they help me with the timeline, help me with time management. Because obviously these have due dates and certain smaller kind of grades we have to do for this giant grade. They kind of build up to this giant grade. Not only do they help me with that, but they also help me with planning out these assessments. They help me with organizing my thoughts to where I didn't kind of like mumbo jumbo essentially on a page. They helped me kind of sort out my thoughts. And the teachers who helped with my teachers, Mr. Yakobu for business, he helped me out tremendously with this. Actually helped me with my idea, with my thesis statement. Helped me out quite a bit with that, as well as helped me formulate my IA, kind of structure it. And from Ms. Barham, who's my English teacher, she really helped me with actually select my two texts that I use for my I/O, which is essentially talking for 10 minutes and for recording for 10 minutes, which is quite hard. She helped me out with also structuring the I/O and also making it to where I actually felt comfortable talking about these two texts.
Hey Whitney, does someone need to come by? No. Okay. Did you need him to redo any of that? Okay.
I couldn't even see that.
Oh, you couldn't see it? Okay. Someone tried to come by in the back. By the way, because of all that, college is going to be easy. That's what I've heard.
Yes.
You get super prepared in high school. Okay, so tell me about which college you're going to, and what college are you going to?
Yeah, so I'm going to Baylor, as the shirt says. I am still waiting actually for the possibility of, because I was waitlisted by another school that I'm really interested in called RPI, Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, and I was waitlisted, so I'm waiting for the possibility of maybe them taking me off the waitlist and possibly for admitting me. So that would definitely be an option that I'd be considering. But as of now, I am going to Baylor, and I've committed already. So.
Congratulations.
We may want to try that again just because.
Yep. Right. No problem. All right. Good. Because here's what the question was. So, what college are you going to, and how do you feel like Village prepared you for college? You've already answered that. So, I'm going to ask you, what college are you going to? And we're good. We're going to redo it. What are you most excited about? That's what I'm asking. Okay. So, what college are you going to, and what are you most excited about?
So I'm going to Baylor, and primarily I'm going to Baylor studying business for my major.
Look at me though.
So I'm going to Baylor, and I'm going to be studying business, and I'm hoping to actually double major there, software engineering or computer science, as well as business. And I'm most excited actually about, this is a relatively small thing, but the flexible schedule. I'm very, very excited about that, and primarily because I get to just essentially make my own schedule, the way I want it, the way that fits me personally, as well as, I guess, the ability to kind of just reflect and kind of see as who I am, explore myself, and really just pursue opportunities, whether that be working for an internship for a company, or just building my resume for my future job.
How's the sound of that? Good. Did you want to mention you were waitlisted? You want to tell me that part again?
Sure, certainly. So I was actually waitlisted by Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, RPI, and it's a school that I really want to go to because they're quite strong in software engineering and computer science. And I was waitlisted by them, so I do kind of still hope that there's that possibility of them taking me off the waitlist and admitting me. And I am still kind of holding that, essentially waiting for that possibility. And if they do end up admitting me, that is definitely a school I'd be considering. And as of now, though I am going to Baylor, I submitted my enrollment deposit, so I've committed there.
Go Bears. Right?
Yes, sick of Bears.
All right, we're almost done. What is one piece of advice you would give the senior class next year?
So first of all, I'd say congratulations, you made it this far. One more year, that's it. And that don't relax now. Kind of finish strong, because colleges do look at your final transcript. So definitely that is the last thing you want is for them to revoke your acceptance in the summer. So definitely finish strong. Don't relax. Yes, you are a senior, but and you have senior privileges, of course. Definitely a good thing. But yeah, just stay strong and finish strong. Finish the year strong.
That's actually really good advice. Are there any other shout outs you want to give to any special teachers or staff members?
Certainly. So I would say really, I guess all the staff in high school, they've created an environment for me where knowledge, where kindness, where compassion all flourishes here. And I would say that because of this, it helped me grow as a person, and it also helped me grow professionally. It helped me develop skills that I'll be using for the rest of my life, as well as it helped me really find out who I am, and really know what I want to do in the future.
And last question is, what will you miss most about Village?
Ooh, well, I guess it would be Village, and of course.
Start with what I'm going to miss most about Village.
What I'll miss most about Village would probably be the community aspect of it, and it's just, I'm probably a bit biased because I've been here for so long, so I was able to kind of see Village. Not only grow alongside Village. I actually remember when that entire area of Whitney Drive, which is grassland, and the high school where we are standing right now, was just a track. There's nothing else. So I guess seeing myself seeing a school as well grow as well as myself that would be really something that I miss. As well as, I guess, as a community aspect of it. So really how the traditions that we have here, whether that be homecoming games, all the way going to just events that we have here, like Viking Takeover, for example. And then we also have Diversity Summit, which is really interesting. And just the diversity of the school, actually, the diversity of the school, the community of the school, and how accepting they are of everything, whether that be your race, your gender, everything, regardless of what it is, they're accepting here of everything.
Maybe, how would you remember overall your time at the Village, how it prepared you for your next level, maybe something like
Someone can walk through. Yep. Okay, so answer his question, but look at me in a second. Did you get the question? Hi.
Yes.
For such a long time, how has the school truly prepared you for the next thing? All right, we're good.
Okay. So I would say the school has prepared me in the sense that they've helped me develop professional skills, right? They've taught me many important things that employers will be looking for. They've helped provide a foundation for me that I can build off of in college, and they've also helped. I've actually seen staff members in their professional careers, so that kind of helped me find out skills, essentially professional skills that I've seen actually with my own eyes, as well as I would say that Another thing that the school has helped me prepare with would be with the internships. I've actually had an internship at a company here based in Houston called Sierra Digital, a software company, and I was a web developer for them over actually last summer. And along with providing this foundation for me, where I learned like business skills, I've learned software and computer science skills, and that I can develop more in college, and possibly, and from that point forward, go into a job, maybe even start my own company, which is one of my goals.
All right, I think you did awesome. Thank you. Question?
Okay.
I want you to say and spell your first and last name.
Okay. My name is Isha Garg, and it's spelled E-S-H-A, and Garg is spelled G-A-R-G.
How's this sound?
Let me just, I am rolling in the time, Chrissy.
So when did you come to Village? How old were you and what grade did you start?
So I came to Village when I was in kindergarten. So this is my 13th year at Village. And yeah, I was about 6 years old.
Perfect. And what is your earliest memory you can think of here?
So my earliest memory would be from kindergarten, and it was the first snow that I had ever experienced in Houston, and it happened to be that we were at school during that time when it was snowing and when it was freezing cold. And I remember creating little like arts and crafts related to snow and related to winter with my kindergarten class, which was Miss Fell's class.
So, when did it snow? Oh, was it 2005? When did you start?
I think it was about 2008, 2009.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun. And what has been some of your best memories during your time here? The whole time?
My whole time.
You can do multiple.
So there have been obviously a lot. I would say that some of my favorite memories from elementary were my second grade class, where we had a live animal, or we had multiple live animals in Ms. Burden's class. It was really cool to actually see those animals kind of live their life. One of them unfortunately passed away that year, but it was really funny because we had like a little memorial and funeral for him in the playground. So it was a very memorable moment. It was a bonding with the rest of the second grade class. And then in middle school, some of the other fun memories that I had were we went on a trip for TMSCA, which is a math and science competition that we usually go on. And in 8th grade, we went to Six Flags, which was a lot of fun. And it was one of the last trips I went on with that group of people, as a lot of people changed high schools. So it was a lot of fun to make memories with my high school friend, or with my middle school friends. And then in high school, I would say the most memorable memory has been the senior lock-in, which was last semester. But it was a lot of fun because we basically went with all the seniors in the elementary school. So it was cool to go back to the elementary school where I grew up. And we hung out in the playgrounds, the library, and we kind of just went around the entire school learning about where we grew up from. But then also we were locked in for the night. So it was kind of fun to just watch the stars at night when we were standing in the field.
How was the sound?
It's perfect.
Miss Burton again. So we need to get that teacher.
You need to talk to her?
Yeah. I can't remember his name. Telman?
Yeah, Telman also mentioned.
Yeah, I'm missing Miss Burton. Okay. You kind of said this, but if you could think of another one, what class projects or teachers have made an impression on you or inspired you in these past 13 years? Yeah, 13.
I would definitely say Miss Burden was a big inspiration, especially with her pets. But I think that another inspiration has been Dr. Hennessy in her science classroom as I take IB chemistry with her. And we were working on our IB Chem IAs, so that's a pretty big project that we do for IB chemistry. And it was really nice because she was very inspirational in that she kind of stayed with us after school to help us work on those projects, which was really nice, and it was very showing of how the faculty at Village is really caring for us, and it will make sure that we do well on our projects if we wish to do well. So I would say that that was a big inspiration. It was a lot of fun. We got a bubble tea, so we were just having bubble tea while working in the lab, so it was a great experience.
That's fun. How do you feel like Village has prepared you for your next chapter?
I feel like Village has prepared me for my next chapter because I've been a part of this diverse community for the past 13 years, and I think that those perspectives have really shaped the person I am and the way I think. Diversity is a really important factor in many of my perspectives.
Diversity is start that over.
Yeah, diversity is an important factor in many of the things that I do, especially with Diverse Book Club, which is a project that I created for my Girl Scout Gold Award. And it's all about making sure that we're highlighting representation in the real world. And I think that going to Village has showed me all about these different cultures of all these different students. And I've learned how I'm not the only person in the world. There are other people and there are other perspectives that are super valuable. And I think that's something that Village has taught me that I wouldn't have learned anywhere else.
By the way, I sent that to the Girl Scout magazine, and I just remembered I haven't heard back. I sent it to them twice. Anyway,
Really?
We'll talk about that after. Yeah, to see if they would do a little story on you. Okay. So talk to me about which college you're going to and how you feel like Village has prepared you for specifically for college.
Okay, so I'm going to Yale University next year, which I'm really excited for because Yale has been my dream school since I was in middle school. And I think that Village has prepared me for Yale because I know how to do research through the EE that IB holds, which is the extended essay. I know how to meet new people and interact with new people with global perspectives, which is also something that Village taught me. And I'm just excited for it. I think that it'll be great to have a new experience at Yale.
You can tell you're excited. Yeah, when you talked about that, you could tell. Man. Okay. What are you most looking forward to in the next few years?
I'm most looking forward to meeting new people. That's always been something that I've really enjoyed. I'm a very big people person. So I really enjoy learning about other people's stories and why they're the person that they are today and what they hope to achieve in the world in the future. So I think that going to Yale, that's going to be a great thing because there are going to be over 2,000 students in my own grade and then about like 8,000 students total in the entire school. So I think it'll be a great way to meet new people as well as meet new faculty members, learn about the research that they're doing, because I think that it's really interesting to look at a college overall because there's so many different departments and there's so many different people who are interested in so many different things. So I'm excited for it.
Love that. What is one piece of advice you would give the senior class next year?
I would definitely say that time management is really important. That's one thing that I kind of struggled with at the beginning of the year because especially stepping into the student government president role, it was a very big difference from when I was just a representative for student government, as I was responsible for leading a big group of people. And I didn't really understand how I need to manage that leadership role as well as the academic side. So it became a little bit of an issue in the first couple of months. But after that, I learned and thrived in the position. So I think that making sure that you're able to manage your time, manage your different responsibilities, also keep the time for yourself as your mental health is super important. I think if you're able to manage all those things, you'll do okay.
I forgot you were president.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, only a couple more questions.
Okay.
You can come through. Come on. We're at a pause.
Oh,
Come.
sorry, I might.
Okay. Do you want to give a shout out to any special teachers or staff members through your time here at Village?
I definitely want to give a shout out to Mr. O, who was my college counselor. He was a great help because I was definitely very anxious about the college process, as well as like what schools I was interested in applying to. And he was a great help with that. And he also was a big help with just understanding that I didn't have to do STEM because my parents wanted me to do STEM. I could look into political science or the humanities. And I think that that was really inspirational because it really made me understand that I could do whatever department I wanted to study.
And what is your major going to be?
Right now I'm thinking political science with possibly a double major in comp sci. So I'm still a little bit undecided, but I'm hoping that Yale's liberal arts college will allow me to explore all of my interests.
You still have time, so
Yeah.
don't feel pressure to do it right away to know. What will you miss most about Village?
I will definitely miss the people. The people are the reason that I stayed here for so long. I absolutely love all of the staff members at Village. I absolutely love the other lifers as well as the friends I've made over the 13 years. So the people are going to be a very big difference in my life. But I am excited to meet new people and keep in touch with the ones who I've known for so long. And I do have a little brother, so I'll definitely be back and I'll say hi to teachers again.
Yeah, at the Lifer Lunch, this is my last question just because I thought of it. At the Lifer Luncheon, what are you guys going to be doing at this luncheon?
I think we're talking to just fellow lifers as well as talking to other teachers who we all invited. We all got to invite 2 teachers each. So I'm pretty sure that's the main part of it.
And you guys would just be celebrating.
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect. Okay, what did I miss? Anything? You did amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Easy. All right, Audrey, you're up. I'll just make you look good.
Anytime, Christine.
All right, so look at me. And we've already talked about slow your speech if you think you're gonna and but you typically are good there. Okay, first I want you to say and spell your first and last name.
So my first name is Ade Dolapo, Adedolapo. My middle name's Audrey, Audrey, and my last name is Ajakaye, Ajakaye.
Okay, so it's called lower thirds. How would you like us to do your name? Do you want us to put your first
I think we
name?
should put the full thing.
You want the full thing?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if you just wanted Audrey or if you wanted the full thing. Okay, Robert, so
we
you
could
have
put
that
the full
note?
thing.
Okay, perfect. So when did you come to Village? How old were you and which grade did you start in?
So I started Village when I was 4. I started in K1, and this was back in 2008 when Village was just like the small building on the other side, just that one elementary school campus. And I've just seen like it's just completely grown, completely changed since then.
And what is your earliest memory of being here?
I remember doing a lot of experiments and science labs. That was really what drew me into like health and all that. I remember we did a lot of that in 2nd and 3rd grade. So I really liked that because it just shows like how innovative the Village School is even from a young age. They try and get kids involved in a lot of activities which you may not see until middle school or even high school and some other schools.
Well, and you mentioned you've seen so many changes. I haven't asked other students this. Talk to me, like what changes have you seen growing up here?
So like I mentioned, it started off as a smaller, just like elementary school, and also we changed like who was owning the school. So now it's owned by Nord Anglia, which is great because now we just have so many more connections with the Nord Anglia network. We have connections to schools in all different countries. So that's super duper cool. We always have these challenges or these like intermixing between school collaborations. And then also they've added physically 2 more buildings. So they added like the middle school building, which used to be the high school building, and they added this new building along with a lot of more like athletic facilities like the VAC. They've added like the track, they've added the football field, all that. Because when we started, it was over there and it was like a smaller track, and yeah, it's just really both physically and in terms of like management and everything changed, but I would say for the better.
That's a great answer. What have been some of your best memories during your time? So you can go elementary, middle school, high school, if you want to do it in that order.
So elementary school, I was pretty shy, and so I got myself involved in a lot of like clubs. I did a lot of like TMSCA, a lot of math and science like things, or like I was a storyteller. Did a lot of storyteller competitions just to build that confidence, and I did that through like the Village like network of competitions that they offer. And I thought that was really good because, like I mentioned, like being shyer, it's sometimes harder to really put yourself out there. But when you see like, hey, I'm doing it, but also like a group of my friends are doing it because everyone at the school is doing it, it makes you feel a lot more confident. And so I really liked that as like a growth period.
And I'm going to pause you. So for when you start this one, I want you to say another memory I have. And slow down a little bit because I'm hearing some likes.
Okay.
Okay, so another memory I have of Village.
Okay. Another memory I have of Village was when I entered middle school, and that's when they had the maker space, which was a space for like innovation, and we did a lot of projects in there. So it could be anything from, we created like a community on Mars and like a simulation of how everything would look, or it was stuff like geology projects, different stuff. And so I really liked that because it allowed me to really explore what parts of innovation I did like, just through the different projects that we did. And then transitioning into high school, I loved being a part of Blue Key, which was like our onboarding club at the school. So it's basically where any new student that comes, I will take them on. They'll come with me for the whole day.
It's okay, come on through.
So sorry.
It's all right. So how'd you start that one? You said
Blue Key.
Transitioning to, okay.
Okay, I'll-
So transitioning to high school.
Okay,
You're doing
she's-
great, by the way. Isn't she good?
Okay, we're good.
So transitioning to high school, I got myself involved with Blue Key, which is a club for students who have been here for a long time. They onboard new students. So whether that be through like tours or through like them shadowing me for the whole day, or after they get here, I actually walk with them to every class. I know their schedule, I have their phone number, they text me. So anything that they need within that first month of school or beforehand, I'm like their go-to person. And I really love that because I feel like I would have loved that too. You know, if I was someone coming new from the school, a lot of the times they're coming from other countries. So not only is it like you're transitioning schools, but also like cultures. And so being able to work with all those dynamics, I felt like I was able to handle that well. I met a lot of really cool people through there. And I'm friends with a lot of them and still in contact with a lot of them today. I'll just check up on them. So it's a great way to meet a lot of new people. And then also, I really liked the different innovation days that we did here. So I've been involved for the past 2 years, and it allowed me to also showcase my projects to not only Village, but to the larger audience because other people are members and do come and watch. So I really liked that because it really did lead to a lot of interest, and it also led to me then wanting to pursue these projects that I was just kind of doing at the school at a larger scale.
Okay. what class projects or teachers have made an impression on you or inspired you?
So I would say starting off in 9th grade, I had a teacher named Miss Chin. She was the anthropology teacher, but also my history teacher. And so I loved her because she just took such a unique approach to learning. She really tried to bring in a lot of elements from other cultures, a lot of elements which are not typically seen in high school. She even mentioned that an anthropology class is not really offered at the high school level. So we had college textbooks, but she had a good way of integrating that all together. And that actually sparked my interest in wanting to do health globally because we had a medical anthropology section and I really just drew to that. And then going further than that, when I entered IB, we have to choose a sponsor to sponsor our extended essay, which is like a 4,000 word essay that we have to write on any topic. And I chose her again because I just loved how much we worked together and I also loved her unique approach. So I actually did it on skin bleaching. And so she helped me not only talk about like the medical aspects, but also with anthropology, the social aspects, the political aspects, all the aspects of why people do it. And so I really got to get close with her during that time. And I still am in contact with her today. And she is one of those people that I would say has by far impacted me greatly. And then going into another class that I really loved was TOK, Theory of Knowledge. It's also an IB requirement class. And that was taught by Miss Richardson. And I loved that because she really helped me explore how to think outside of the box. You know, you think typically like in regular writing classes, or it's very much like this is like a structure that you need to follow. But she's like, no, you need to break that boundary. You need to go outside and really discover what works for you. So she really helped me improve the style of my writing and showed me that I can write in different ways than I was used to. So I really loved that.
That's great. How has Village prepared you for your next chapter?
I would say there's like 3 main things. So 1, I would say with like confidence. 2, I would say in academics. And 3, I would say in networking. So first with confidence, like I mentioned, I was a very shy kid and I was not going to be the one to come to the front of the class and raise my hand or do stuff like that. But the Village teachers really do take that responsibility to encourage you, to push you. I also did some competitions, but they just really are dedicated to making you the best version of yourself. So I really found that there were some teachers that were able to really help me with that through my time here. And then also second, academics. The academics here, I would say, are very rigorous, but it's very helpful because now, as I go back and look at what we're doing, I'm like, oh, when I talk to some of my friends that go to other schools, I'm like, oh, I did that 3 years ago. Like, oh, I'm used to that, or oh, I've done that kind of a presentation. So I really feel ready. I don't really feel like there's going to be any big surprises as I go on to this next chapter, which are like, I would say is really important. And then lastly, what was my last point?
Confidence, academics.
Oh, networking. Can we start that part?
Well, and just say another thing that's really prepared me.
Okay. Another thing that's really prepared me is the networking opportunities. So I've worked very closely with the marketing team here, as well as other people in the school. And it's really good because I was able to connect with Nord Anglia and also connect with other organizations outside of the school that the school is familiar with, like Giving Tuesday or the UNA USA, which was super important for the work that I do because I need those connections to some of these global companies. And I would say if I was going to another school, I don't know if I would have those direct connects the way I did. So when I was starting my company, it really helped me have at least that one initial boost of people that I could contact and just ways that I could get my name out there.
And you mentioned starting a company. So talk to me about Village, because this audience will know that because they all know you. But you mentioned starting a company. So tell me how Village prepared you to be a CEO at 16 years old.
So I would say really it's just the way that they hold the classes. The classes are very collaborative and have a very...
The way Village has prepared me to be a CEO of my own company.
Okay.
Yeah, just because we're going to have to edit that.
Oh, yes. The way that Village has prepared me to be a CEO of my company starts from like at the grassroots with just the classes that we take. The classes are not only rigorous, but they are very like globally focused. We don't just talk about topics in the US. It's always, hey, how does this problem or how does this situation apply to the globe? Which helps me understand different perspectives, which are super needed in a company because your audience will most likely not just be in the US, but everywhere. So my company right now is my app is being used in 5 different continents. So that has really played to my strengths, I would say.
Perfect. And you can feel free to say love my skin.
Oh, okay.
Whenever, if you want to pull it through another answer. Okay, what college are you going to, and how do you feel Village prepares you for the college experience?
So I'm going to the University of Pennsylvania, and I really feel like Village prepared me for the college experience just through the way that they structure not only the classes, but also the way that the extracurriculars are structured, because it allowed me to really hone in on those time management skills, which again are super needed not only at the college level, but also like for my company, Love My Skin. So you'll find here a lot of students don't just do one thing, they'll do 5 things. But it will be maybe like they are in 2 clubs, they'll do some honors classes or IB classes or entrepreneurship classes, whatever it may be that fits their strength. And then they may decide to join a sports team. So for me, I did volleyball. I was in I think around 5 clubs, including like Math Honor Society, National Honor Society. And then I started my own club, which is also super cool because I know at some other schools it's difficult to start your own club, but Village really gives you the opportunity to start your own club, get interest for it, get sponsors, and really grow and foster that. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm so sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
Back to where you are.
Let me restart the question.
You want to start from the middle? How do you feel like we should just start? And I started my own club?
Sure.
It's about to get really loud.
Is it about to be passing time? Okay. All right, keep going.
Okay, I'll go quick. So I started my own club at Village because they give you a lot of flexibility to start your own club. You can just create a descriptor of what you want your club to be like. Approach administration, ask them to let you do it, and as long as you have a sponsor, you can do it. And so you'll find a lot of students here not only are participants of other clubs, but have their own clubs where they can foster and grow their own unique experiences. And you really do find that with that, Village is super supported. If you want to join like a competition, external competition, they'll try and help you find funding. Or if you need like a connection to, let's say, like a local charity or like the food bank or something, they'll help you with that. So I think that was super important coming into UPenn, because those same connections, those same skills of, hey, how do I reach out to this person? Or hey, within my classes or with extracurriculars, time management, how do I handle that? Village has had me doing that since, I would say, middle school. So I feel I'm really prepared to tackle this next step.
Perfect. Okay. Do you want to give a shout out to any special teachers or staff members? And this could be where you mention your counselor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I first want to give a super shout out to my college counselor, Miss Adiku. I would say that she came to the school when I was in 10th grade. So I had oh gosh, let me restart that, I'm so sorry. So I want to give a huge shout out to my college counselor, Miss Adiku. She's been with me since 10th grade and really has seen me grow through all the different phases that I've been through. I started off wanting to be like this doctor and everything, and she really was like trying to work with me through all these steps and see what worked with me and everything. And eventually we settled on global health as now what I'm going to do, which is like the perfect balance of what I wanted to do in the past, but also contributing my new interests now. And not only did she help me with like the college counseling process, but she also was the one always sending me scholarships, or hey, this is this opportunity where you need to really take advantage of. Or even just on a personal level, I would come to her, talk to her. I mean, we've had conversations where it's just about other things relating to life. She gives me advice on, oh, hey, I made this mistake in college, but hey, you're not gonna make that mistake. Different things like that. So it's not just, you find here that a lot of the teachers or staff members are not just like, you just have them in school and then that's it, but you really do find a connection through, whether that be they come to your sports games or they give you advice on other things going on in your life. It really does help you feel closer to them and a lot more connected to them. So that's why I really loved her, along with some others like Miss Topfest. She was my middle school teacher, and she was introduced me to a lot of like the sciences. She, like I mentioned earlier, was one of those that was in the innovation space a lot. So I worked with her, I got really close with her, and then her daughter also did volleyball, so I saw her at volleyball games all the time, so we would just talk, chat, and have a good time there as well.
Perfect. So 2 more questions if we can get them in. What is one piece of advice you'd give the senior class next year?
I would say to really follow your passions. Because for me, there's a lot of people around you that's going to tell you, hey, that's not going to work, but I didn't find that at Village. Village was super encouraging and uplifting when it came to my dreams. And I would tell people all the time, hey, this is my goal, I'm going to start a company. And people would be like, are you sure you can do this? But not at Village. They always were right there if I ever needed a connect, if I ever needed advice. There was always someone I could go and talk to. So I feel like that was super important for me.
Last question, what are you gonna miss most about Village?
Ooh, I would say just really the people. At Village, it's a very collaborative and diverse space, which is very rare compared to a lot of other schools. We have over 50 nationalities here. So you'll walk down the halls, you'll just see people speaking in different languages, or on cultural days, you'll see all the different and cool aspects of what makes different cultures. We got to try a bunch of cool foods and really immerse ourselves into different cultures. And I feel like that's really helped me just have a super global mindset, especially when it goes back to my major, global health, because I feel like now at least I have some glimpse into in this certain culture, this is what they do and that's why they do it. And that's really super needed in healthcare because you need to be able to relate to your patients on a one-to-one relationship.
Did I miss anything? You did awesome.
Thank you.
As always. Remind me.
I am ready, Christy,
Good?
anytime you're ready. Yep.
All right, so start with the easiest question first,
Okay.
which is, can you say and spell your first and last name?
My name is Melissa Hamada, Melissa, and then Hamada.
And by the way, I've worked with you before, right? Did I interview you? I'm Christy.
Yeah, I'm not sure for which
I
project.
think we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yes. I was like, oh, Melissa, good for you. Okay. So when did you come to Village? How old were you and which grade?
I was probably 6 years old and I was in kindergarten. That was my first.
So I want you to redo that one and just say, I came to Village when I was.
Okay.
When did you come to Village and what age were you?
I came to Village when I was in kindergarten and I was 6 years old.
Perfect. And what was your earliest memory here at Village?
I think my earliest memory here at Village would be my kindergarten teacher setting up a reading beach. It was our reward for getting through the school year, and she put out towels and palm trees and Hawaiian decorations. And I remember peeking in the window with some of my friends and seeing her setting it all up and being so excited to participate in it, and that was definitely one of my favorite memories in that year.
Perfect. And what have been some of your other best memories just during your time? You could go elementary, junior high, high school, but what are some of your other memories here at Village?
I think elementary, I loved the playground and the library. Those were my two favorite places on campus. I used to spend so much time with my friends running around, and then also I love reading. And so that library in the elementary school is amazing because it's 2 floors and it's huge, and I just liked spending a lot of my time there. As far as middle school, I think we got to go on trips without our parents for the first time, and it was so fun to experience new places and new activities with my friends and have sort of that independence. And then high school, I think, was when I really started to get involved in school, and I found it so much more rewarding once I started to apply myself more. So I take photos for sports games. What else did I do? I participate in sports, and those have been some of my most fulfilling memories here in high
Any
school.
high school trips?
Yeah. For high school, we went to Big Bend for our freshman retreat. We went to Choye for our freshman retreat, and that was really fun. I met one of my best friends on that trip, so I'm definitely very thankful we got to have that experience. And we also did a mud run, which was something that I was a little nervous about going into it, but it turned out to be one of my favorite memories from that trip. And also Puerto Rico was amazing. Just the opportunity to experience a place like that was so cool.
What sports do you play?
I play lacrosse and I swim. I've played lacrosse for 7 years, and then I started swimming in my freshman year.
And what class projects or teachers have really made an impression on you or inspired you during your time here?
I think Senor Tristan, my Spanish teacher, Spanish was a language that we've taken.
How do you start over? So the classes that have most inspired, what's most inspired me or impressed me?
Okay. One of the classes that I've enjoyed the most in high school would be Spanish. I've always taken Spanish because at Village that's part of our core curriculum, but I was never really interested in it until high school when he kind of inspired us to start speaking more freely, and I gained more confidence with the language and started to love it. I think in Spanish we also incorporate learning some of the culture into learning the language, and that made it definitely more exciting for me. And then also my biology class, Miss Myers, has taught me biology in a way that I really understand the content instead of just memorizing. And it's inspired me to believe more in my dream of becoming a nurse, which is what I want to pursue in college. But I was never really too clear on that dream because I didn't know where my science skills in the science department were, but she's helped me a lot with that journey.
Nursing, that's awesome.
Thank
That
you.
about you. That's a great field.
Thank you.
How has Village prepared you for your next chapter?
I think Village has taught me a lot about how to get involved and be a leader in some of the activities that I partake in. I love that it's such a small school, so we have those opportunities. And then I think the school is rigorous, our curriculum is difficult, but it's definitely helped me to apply myself in ways outside of the classroom. So I think that'll be helpful in college.
And which college are you going to? And yeah, we'll start there. Which college are you going to? Well, I'm going to ask you the whole question, so it can be a little bit longer.
Okay.
Which college are you going to, and how do you feel like Village has prepared you for college?
I'm planning to attend Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., and I feel like Village has prepared me with that international mindset of just being able to say, I want to go to college out of state, because that is a big step. I've lived in Houston my whole life, but being here, getting to know people with so many diverse experiences living in different countries has helped me feel like the world is a smaller place and given me the confidence to want to experience those experiences in other places for myself. So.
Do you want her to redo that, or you?
Yeah, would you say that one more time for us?
Sure.
I'm going to start over because we loved your. The reason we're telling you is because we loved your answer. These are probably good
Great
answers.
answer.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Which college are you going to, and how do you feel like Village has prepared you for that college?
I'm planning to attend Georgetown University in Washington, D.C., and I feel like Village has really prepared me to go to a college that is out of state. I've lived in Texas my whole life, so even thinking about applying to colleges that aren't in Texas was a big deal. And so meeting so many people that have had international experiences and lived overseas has made the world feel like a smaller place to me and given me the courage to want to experience opportunities in other places for myself.
That's perfect. Thank you. Okay, what are you most looking forward to in the next few years?
I think college is really exciting. It's something I've always looked forward to, and I can't believe it's actually here. But I'm so excited to start nursing. It's a career that I found in my junior year, but it's everything I've wanted to do, so I'm excited to experience that.
It's the perfect time. Oh my gosh. Okay, what is one piece of advice, we have like 3 more questions.
Okay.
What is one piece of advice you would give the senior class next year?
Oh, the senior class. I have friends in there, so it's really exciting. I think it would just be to enjoy every moment. It does get difficult around college applications, and I kind of found myself saying, this is not flying by like everyone told me it would. But it's just those small moments of like having lunch with your friends after a difficult class, or going to a sports game together. Those are memories that you'll have forever, but you won't get this time back to make those memories. So I think just taking advantage of every opportunity and trying to be present and just enjoy the year.
One thing, I'm going to add a question. One thing Audrey was talking about was just how much Village has changed since she got here. Because you've grown up. So here's the question. You've grown up at Village. How has Village changed since when you started?
I think the biggest change that is the most evident right now is that there wasn't a high school when I was here, and so this whole building came to life when I was here. And then I think the school has just grown so much from being kind of local to being international and global. I think we have so many students that come from all over the world, especially with the dorms, and I think that's one of my favorite things is how many people from different places I've met here.
Perfect. And do you want to give a shout out to any special teachers or staff members?
I think definitely Miss Merrifield. She's become one of my favorite teachers, and I look up to her so much. She's helped me really explore my love for photography, and that's become something that I hope to pursue further in college. And she's taught me so many life skills besides that: organization, team management, leadership, and given me confidence to put forward an idea and actually go through with it and make it into a project that I don't know. I love her. She's the best.
Anyone else you want to give a shout out to?
I think, I'm trying to think, sorry.
No, it's okay. I was going to give you the opportunity.
That's kind of all for now.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
And what will you miss most about Village?
I think I'll miss the community. I've met so many great people here, and going here for 12 years, it's literally my second home. So just, yeah, the community.
And I asked her what age did you start?
When I was 6 in kindergarten. Yeah.
What else?
So your parents obviously love the school because they kept you here all
Yeah.
these years. If you could put yourself in your parents' shoes, what would they say about the school?
And I want you to look at me
Yeah,
when you
look
answer.
at
Okay. I think they would definitely say that it has given me so many opportunities to put myself in situations that weren't. Can I start over? Sorry. Trying to think.
How'd you start that? I think my parents would.
Okay. I think my parents would say about my Village experience that it's given me
Hold on just a second. All right,
Okay,
try
one more
again.
time.
Okay.
What my parents would say?
I think my parents would say that Village has given me opportunities to assert myself and become more of a outspoken individual. I've gained opportunities to be a leader, and I think that has to do with Village's small size. There's a lot of opportunities for everyone, and everyone can find their niche. And I think that's one of the things that they really saw me taking advantage of here, was the opportunity to put myself in positions that weren't necessarily familiar. Yeah, sorry. Kind of lost it at the end.
Try it again, or I think you did great. Okay. Anything we didn't ask you that you want to talk about?
No, I don't think
You
so.
did so good.
Thank you.
It wasn't going to be hard. Okay, so and you'll be at the luncheon
Yes.
today. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Seniors.
Okay, anytime, Christy.
All right. So talk to me about what you do here at Village.
Great. So I primarily serve as a college counselor within our team. I also serve as our equity, diversity, inclusion champion at the school too.
So Audrey mentioned you in her interview about just how impressed, inspired she was by you and how much you helped her. What does that mean to hear that from her?
Well, first off, I think that's awesome. I think that that's the thing that any counselor would want their students to say about them. I'm inspired by her as well. I think Audrey is a really brilliant young mind. I'm very excited to see what she's going to do next. It's been a pleasure to work with her, not just through the college process, but also seeing her grow and develop as just a teenager during this time too.
And in general, what does it mean to be able to help these kids to get ready for this next chapter of life that they're going to?
I mean, we see how this can like make or break someone's future, right? I think that all of the work that the teachers, their parents, and their families put in, you get to sort of see that in fruition and them really take ownership. I think that that's something that I like the most, is seeing my students learn to advocate for themselves and what they think they want out of life. So it's great to be a part of this process for them.
What else? Do you think we're good? All right, we're good.
Woo!
Easy.